Hi friends, this is Devansh Lakhani from Lakhani Financial Services. Being a founder of a startup is already, a very exhilarating experience and a challenge in itself, right? Because of obviously the situations that a founder goes through, from building the product, from reaching it out to the customers, to the target customers, the challenges that it faces on a day-to-day basis. Like it might be monetary challenges, it might be the economy in itself is in problems, or there are situations where it's difficult to scale up the company. You are running through multiple emotions, multiple things going on, how to actually market your product, the strategies about that. So there are already a lot of challenges which a founder faces when he's running a startup, right? But what happens when you are just growing at a certain pace? Say for example you're growing your startup at say 15% month on month, let's say 15% month on month, and then there comes a phase when you're not being able to take it above that 15%, like you're not being able to grow at 20%, you're not being able to grow at 25%. What happens then, right? The important thing out here is, most of the times many of the founders, they make that mistake, they make that blunder, that they want to grow at 25% and they'll put in, they'll try to do a lot of fancy stuffs which would actually spoil their cash flow. It would actually spoil their estimates, or the things that they have already done in the past to come to 15% growth rate. So what happens here, the important thing out here for founders to understand is that in this kind of a scenario or a situation, the founder should maintain or sustain that 15% growth rate. That is where the smartness and the intelligence lies, right? So today I'm going to discuss 3 such strategies which a founder of a startup should inculcate in a startup if they are wanting to sustain that 15% growth rate when there are difficult situations and difficult scenarios and challenges. So what are these 3 strategies which a founder must inculcate to sustain that growth rate, right? Let's go. So the first strategy to sustain a certain growth percentage for startup founders is to stick to the marketing strategy that they have already been doing, and not try something fancy or something stupid which might cause a huge cash flow problem. So when I say that, right, stick to a marketing strategy, I mean that when you are already doing something successfully, okay, you're already achieving that 15% growth rate for your startup, then why change it? You figure out the strategy, you have worked on it for so many months, and you have achieved this level of growth rate. You're already achieving that growth, no matter what the situation or the macro situation is. Then why change it, and why try to do something different when you know that the situation is not in your favor? But still we need to survive, we need to sustain that growth rate, and it's a good growth rate. It's fine for a few months if you're running at 15% growth month on month, where probably other companies or other startups are not even growing, they might be stagnant, and you are still growing at 15%. Then the way to sustain is that you stick to that marketing strategy and follow it wholeheartedly. You don't try to do something fancy, something stupid, which actually burns a hole in your pocket and it creates a problem for your whole company. So whatever marketing strategy you have, you stick to it. It will obviously keep attracting customers, maybe the repeat customers, maybe new customers, but you are sticking to that strategy. So it will always create that impact. You will always be in front of the eyeballs of your customers, of your target audience. Your awareness will always be on top. That is what is required, right, when you are trying to sustain your growth rate. So that's the first one. Stick to your marketing strategy which has already been successful. Liking this video, and I know that you all are looking at this video, you all are hearing it, and I hope it is inspiring you guys to become entrepreneurs, or if you all are already entrepreneurs or startup founders, to grow, to raise funds, and that's where we come into the picture. So please do like and subscribe to this channel, like this video, click on the notification bell also, because it's going to, trust me, this video and other videos are going to add a lot of value to your life, to your journey of startup entrepreneurs and of business, as it has done to me, because whenever I am researching, it really adds a lot of value to me whenever I come in front of this camera. So please do subscribe to this channel. I'm sure it will help you a lot. The second strategy that a startup needs to adopt to sustain its growth rate is seek to be relevant to your client, right? Most important thing, be relevant, because at the end of the day that matters, right? That creates a level of importance, a level of urgency, a level of outstanding performance from you, it creates that kind of an impact to your client, because whenever you are doing something, you're providing that product or that service, you always have the customer's landscape in your mind, right? Now, some people may ask, how should I be relevant, or how should I seek to be relevant from my customers or for my client? Very, very simple things that you need to do as a founder, that we also do, when we are working with our clients, is, you ask them, or you ask yourself as a customer, right? What is the things that the customer is requiring from you? Like, how do you be close to your clients, right? What is the best communication method that your client likes and that you have to adopt, right? How do you try to reach out to them? What are the strategies that you are trying to reach out to them? How are you trying to help solve them a certain level of problem? Is your product or service solving that problem, right? What kind of a advantage does your customer have if they use your product or service? Like, are you being able to save time for them? Are you being able to save money for them? Are you being able to save efforts for them? What are you doing? Why are you on top of their list if they are supposed to buy that product or that service? Because there is so much competition, right? Why should they buy from you? How are you being relevant, right? So out here, even the first strategy which I mentioned, that keep that marketing strategy intact, which you've already been doing, it matters a lot, because you are being relevant. When you are marketing, when you're promoting, when you're branding, you're being relevant. You're creating that awareness, that level of awareness, that level of impact. So again, to be relevant, keep asking yourself such questions, keep doing surveys from time and again, keep talking to your customers personally, and try to understand that what is it that they require and that you can give to be relevant or seek relevance from your client, because that will be huge to create or to sustain that 15% growth rate in our example. So be relevant. So the third and also a very, very important strategy that will help your startup sustain a certain level of growth rate is to provide high quality customer service, right? Now, this is obviously, it goes without saying, it goes without me mentioning in this video also, but it is so important to provide a high quality customer service to all your customers. Like, irrespective of the scope of work that you're doing, it might be worth just 10,000 and it might be worth even 10 lakhs, right? If you are in that kind of a business where you have such a wide range of products or services. But the service or the level of the quality of the service that you're giving, the intent with which you're giving, has to be very, very pure, has to be very clean, and from all your heart you need to give that service, the best level of service or the product that you can give, right? Even if that product is worth, say, 10 rupees or it is worth 10,000 rupees, you need to have the same quality of the service for every product. Because, and why it is so important when the times are tough, when the situations are difficult, why this customer service is so important? Because number one, it creates a loyal customer, it creates a customer that has trust in you and your brand first up, right? They will always buy from you, even though you increase the prices by say 5%, 7%, anytime they will buy from you, right? So you have that repeat customer base every time. The second reason why it is so important is because these customers get you a huge word of mouth publicity. They'll refer your product or your service to their know-how people, their circle, and that will create a rolling effect, that will create a compounding effect for your business. Because in such difficult times, it's the word of mouth that spreads like, it's like bonfire, right? So please, please, please focus on the quality of your service that you're providing to your customers. It's of utmost importance. So that's the third one, right? Provide quality customer service. So guys, if you've really liked this video on the 3 important strategies that a startup founder must adopt to sustain the growth of the startup, then please do click on the like button below. Also click on the notification bell so that whenever we come out with new videos, you are the first to get intimated. Obviously, it helps our algorithms improve a lot and reach out to founders like yourselves, like myself, to different parts of the country, to different parts of the world, where we can reach out to them with our knowledge, with our information, whatever we have and whatever we can share with you guys, right? So please do subscribe, subscribe to our channel, click on the subscription button below, subscribe to our channel. Make sure that you help others to also gain knowledge, to get a lot of information, whatever that we can provide. So please do help us with this thing, and we'll be everly grateful to you guys. Thanks a lot.